Welcome back, guys, to another episode 25 of the Uncleanables Podcast.
Back with new microphones.
Yes, what do you reckon?
New setup.
Woo!
Wireless and that.
Fancy
wireless
stuff.
thing. That's going to be so loud, you do, and you don't play with your zip.
It
in the microphone. Yeah, so we've upgraded to the wireless system, which we're also going to be using that at the Cleaning Expo, where we're going to be performing a live version of the Uncleanables Podcast.
Is it live? I thought it'd be loads of little shorts.
It will be live for the people there.
Oh, right, yeah, as in we're in the flesh.
But we're not going to be streaming it live.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it'll be live for the people there.
Exactly that. Right, so today I thought we'd talk about something a little bit interesting. We're going to talk about the economic downfall of China.
How much more room have we got without those microphones in the way?
It's crazy.
I feel like we can do activities and stuff.
Well, like leapfrog and that.
Yeah, yeah.
Get the swing ball in here. So, So today we're going to talk about intimidation, right?
Watch our fucking podcast!
You dogs! No, intimidation on the site. And the reason I say that is because I done a job yesterday and it doesn't bother me. It's never really... No way.
I think it does record on there as well, but I'd rather... Where's my... Can you press mine for me? There's a little button.
Yeah, you done it.
The red light gone on.
Yeah.
I think now it records another audio file as well.
Oh, okay.
Because I've plugged it into that.
Oh, okay. Well, your one's ticking, mate. It's counting down from 5.
It's going to blow up.
It's going to blow up. So,
I've got the receiver on, not even a microphone.
So I done a job yesterday.
Sorry, hang on. Sorry, I just want to say if the audio is shit, we are still learning.
Yeah, and
how it works.
And Timu can have their microphones back.
Yeah.
So I done a job. Do you want to just interrupt one more time?
Yeah. Go on. Okay, you carry on.
So
just one more thing. Let me tell you something.
So I done a job yesterday.
I'm sucking it.
Do you know how loud that's going to be for them? Some geezer's going to fall off his chair.
It's proper fucking good, mate.
Oh, does it edit it all out?
It don't do all that like loud shit. Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's proper.
Oh, sweet. All right. So anyway,
professional and that.
Fourth time lucky, right? So I done a job yesterday before you can interrupt. And anyway, so it required a rubbish company to come in.
Yeah.
So I was cutting down these sheds and all the rest of it. Required a rubbish company to come in, right? I might get strung up for this, right? But generally speaking, I'm generalising here, yeah? Rubbish men are in a league of their own, yeah? How else can I say it? Do you know what I mean?
They do take the piss.
No,
so the experience I've had, they've taken the piss.
Right, and it's like, so you kind of suss them out over the phone. You're chatting to them. I've had some lucky ones. I've had some unlucky ones. Like just like anything in life, isn't it? So anyway, I rang this fella, good as gold, and he comes down and he gets out of the van, and these fellas are giants. Now they are giants of men, right? Yeah. And they got out of the motor, and it's like you can picture it, right? They got boots on, all like muck all over them, paint all over them. Do you know what I mean? They got out 2 fleeces, you know, like the lumberjack fleeces.
Yeah.
They're walking towards me, and I thought, this is going to be tasty. This is going to be tasty. So anyway, I said, you all right, mate? Shake his hand, meeting him for the first time. His mate's there. I said, come, mate. I'll show you the jobs and that. Now, I was under it on this job. It was mega underpriced. Luckily enough, the client was a fantastic woman. She understood entirely where I was, and I explained it to her, and she was good as gold.
I think communication is key.
Communication is key, but ultimately, the point I'm trying to get across is I was vulnerable, yeah? I could have been, I was ruined.
I could have bent you over.
No, not that vulnerable, but I mean, like, I was vulnerable in the sense that I was pissed off. There weren't that much money on the job.
Yeah.
Like, I stood to lose that day.
Yeah, they could have taken the piss.
They could have just gone, mate, this is a free-er. What the fuck are you doing? Do you know what I mean? There's a bit of glass in that and proper turn me over, yeah? Because like with rubbish, it's all about what's in it and bits and pieces. Anyway, they've come in nice as pie. They said, listen, you win some, you lose some, right? What we're going to do is do this. Keep this to one side, do this and that, and take this down. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll get it done for you. And I looked and I thought, mate, I shouldn't, not that I did judge them, but I thought it's very easy to get to get the wrong impression of you boys, you know what I mean? Or this pairing in particular. And then I sat there, and then it was a funny story. So the woman whose house I was on, lovely woman, made me loads of cups of tea, glass of water, biscuits, you name it, yeah? All day, good as gold, coming out, we're having a chat. As soon as these geezers turned up, didn't see her. No drinks, no nothing, right? And I thought, it's interesting. Like, we're in her garden. She knows we're there.
Yeah.
And I thought, she's not judging them, but she's probably intimidated. And who wouldn't be? Do you know what I mean? These two monsters have walked into her garden, mate. Look like Godzilla and Kong, for Christ's sake. And like we are just smashing and banging and crashing and that. I've ended up chainsawing the shed in half, and they've carried out bits and pieces with it. And I think, yeah, we're all like, it's all messy. Everyone's screaming and shouting. You know what I mean? And I just thought I got that impression. And then I sat there and I thought, this goes on probably a lot more than what we think.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is probably a huge thing. So then I sat there and I thought, yeah, this is an interesting conversation, really. So what I was going to say to you is, do you think people do get intimidated by people like that?
I think so, yeah.
And do you think they like dealing with certain people who are good on the telephone and take my pain away, mate? Do you mind organising another trade to come and do that?
Absolutely. So I think, personally, partly my rapid success in this industry has been based on my attitude towards customers, and there's a few people that I've spoken to since becoming a little bit more social.
Can I drink that on camera?
Yeah, it's not branded, is it?
Yeah. Just says,
just in case our sponsors don't want someone else.
It just says I'm a cunt on the bottom. That's getting big.
No, I'm going to leave that bit in. I might short it as well, but just the bit where you said it. There's a few people I've spoken to, and the ones that come from, like Keith, for example, comes from his police detective. I think we can tell he's a police detective, isn't he? In his downtime. Although he's not undercover, is he?
He's on a huge case.
He's an undie. So Keith's a policeman in his day-to-day life, and he's setting up pressure washing company as a hobby, side business, side hustle at the moment. And he's been very successful, but I think his mannerisms and the way he talks to people from the get-go, and if they know he's a policeman as well, they've already got that added security in their brain that they're not going to...
That's very true.
Saying that, no, I used to know a few policemen that would do naughty things at the weekends.
What, get on the ticket? Mate, they're rampant. They're animals, man.
I bought a bit of ticket from... I'm joking. But I did know of a policeman through...
They're people, aren't they? They're still people.
Yeah. So like you tar people with a brush.
You do, 1,000,000%.
But and then on the flip side of that, I've spoken to a lot of people that come across, even on text message or whatever, however I'm talking to them, like words on social media, they come across even on that as a little bit more rough around the edge or abrupt. And it's a funny story, actually. You just reminded me, right? So the other day, I had a big roof. It was he wanted a scrape of bio. So he'd obviously done a little bit of research, because he said to me, I want it scraped and bio-sided. Yeah. It was about 300 square metres, so it's a big old gaff, and it included like a quadruple garage at the back of the big old gaff. And I weren't even thinking, but I'm like sending in these messages not whilst I'm driving. Keith, if you're watching. But like between window cleaning jobs, I'm stopping and I'm just sending him a text. Yeah. But this is like a £3,000 job potentially, and I'm not giving it the care and attention that it deserves. Yeah. So I pulled up at my last job. I finished, got back in the van, and I reread the messages, and I was like, I'm sending him like a screenshot off of Google Earth, going, "Can you circle your building?" Because I've not taken the time to just go on Street View and find out which one his is. Yeah. So after I'd done that, it was like, it was clear as day which one his was, because there's about four houses on the road. Oh, I see. So I could have done that, but I'm sending in these screenshots because I'm busy and I've not given it the care and attention. Yeah. And I've voice noted him, and I've said, look, firstly I want to apologise. I've not given your inquiry the care and attention it deserves. I've been on Google Earth. I've found which one yours is. I've measured it up for you. Here's the price. Here's a couple of options. Here's the process, and talked him through the process. And he still didn't book in with me. But in my head, Did he even respond to that voice? He did, yeah. He did respond to me. He said he was getting a couple of other quotes. Yeah. But some people, that might have put them off from the start, that first bit of that conversation. Oh, that probably would have put me off. Yeah. But then, I don't know, I didn't price that well. I priced it a little bit cheaper because it was so big. So unless he's gone with someone who's like much cheaper.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But it's interesting, isn't it? It is interesting. Like, I sat there and you chat to some people and they're like, oh, what'd you do? And you do like a bit of this and a bit of that. And they're like, oh, mate, I'll tell you what, the best example I can give you, right, is old people.
Yeah.
It's the best example, right? So Ryan recommended me to an old woman, lovely old woman in Benfleet, to do some work on her, I don't even know what you call this thing.
It's a gazebo, a wooden gazebo.
It's a wooden gazebo. I don't know.
Like a bandstand.
Yeah, exactly that. It's a wooden bandstand, and it was all rotten around the bottom. So anyway, you've given me her number. I've rung her. She said, "Can you come down?" I come down, and I quoted her, and she said, "Lovely," booked me in. So I went down there. It was almost a call out. It was.
I took you down there, didn't I?
Took me down there, and this woman was nothing short of horrible to me.
She was horrible to me first time.
Horrible
I met her as well.
Nothing short of horrible.
No,
yeah, and it was like almost
real,
to the
real
point.
abrasive.
So when the door shut, you almost sat there like, "The fuck's this woman's problem?" Like, it was almost like that. That was day one, right? Then she's asked you again, and you put me back in contact. Went round there, nicest woman you've ever met, and it was like you needed to break down that barrier.
Yeah, she was like that with me.
Do you know what I mean? And
Very
it was
strange.
like, but now she was asking me for recommendations of someone else. So do you reckon she just tarnishes all tradesmen with the same brush?
Oh, it's probably for her. It's probably a trust factor. She's an elderly woman living on her. Well, I'm not sure if her son lives with her.
I think her son lives with her.
She's on her own.
But it's like the best example I can give about like almost tarnishing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, some people are completely out to rob you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
when I took her on as a customer, that whole road was all elderly people, and they all like go around each other's houses for tea and stuff. And the only reason I ended up with that contract is because when I was an estate agent, I sold a bloke's house and he didn't buy another house. He moved back in with his mum to save some more money because the prices were going up. So he was living at his mum's house, and the window cleaner they had retired and their son took over, and I done a video on Instagram a little while ago. I saw him. His jets on his window cleaner brush for like a pressure washer, you could hear them. So I was 2 houses over.
And you could hear him hitting the glass.
I could hear it. It sounded like an electric pressure washer. And he'd got water in all of their front doors.
Oh, because of the pressure.
Because they're all old wooden front doors, aren't they, most of them? And the pressure had got the water in. So when he said they don't want to use him because he also upped the price. And there was 8 of them at the time.
And he
wanted to up it to 22 quid. It was 17. They wanted to up it to 22. And I said, he contacted me and he said, "Do you want to take on all 8 of them?" I said, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Did he know you was a window cleaner?
Yeah. I've done some work for him at their house, like unrelated to windows. I said, "I'll do them for 18 quid each."
Yeah.
Like it takes me an hour and a half to do all 8 of them.
Yeah. Since
that happened though, I've lost a couple because one died, 2 of them moved. And then I picked up another one, so I think I've got, what's that, like 7 now, 6 now, or something. But yeah, when I first took over there, she was really, really abrasive.
Mental, isn't it?
Really.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. Because I only see her when I knock on the door for the money.
Yeah.
Because I'm not there for ages. So like my interactions with her were like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
And I always asked, how you doing?
Yeah.
Let me know if you need anything. And it wasn't until her gardener, she asked her gardener to pressure wash the front and back.
Right.
But whilst I was there, and he was like, I don't think, he said, "It's not a bit of me, but your window cleaner's got it on the side of his van."
Oh, wow,
and she went, "Oh, do you do it?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I tell you what, I'll just do it a minimum.
I'll tell you what.
I'll do it a minimum charge for you."
What, just
because I wanted to get in there with her, because I don't like being unfriendly with my customers. So it was probably a 300 quid job. I done it for 120.
Blimey.
But
mate, did you do front and back for 120?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, mate.
But since then, she's been good as gold. She even tipped me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, mate. It's nice when you can get on that level with them. Here's a question for you. What do you reckon the three industries are that have the most stigma for being bad?
I think waste has got to be up there.
It's got to be, innit?
Yeah.
Go on, what else?
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's got to be like bouncers, like doormen, security.
Yeah. Have you ever met a nice bouncer?
I have, to be fair, but like if you thought about it, they've got to have a bit of a twisty side, didn't they?
Must be a horrible job, innit?
They've got to have a switch, didn't they? Because it's the type of job they do. Unless you're security like Tesco's, they don't do fuck all, do they?
And in top 3, bouncer.
So yeah, I reckon security, rubbish, and I don't know, like who wouldn't? I don't really. Roofers maybe.
Oh, good shout. I would have said roofers, but that's a good shout. That's a good shout.
Or like scaffolders.
Scaffolders! Mate, how did we miss them?
Fucking hell, they're all drug dealers, isn't they?
Mate.
No, I'm joking.
Do you know they don't even get paid in money?
No, just drugs.
It's booze and beak, mate. That's all they get paid in.
I've got a client down this road.
Scaffolders, how did we miss them?
This road's like multi-millionaire road, right? So there's this family that live down there. And they already have a house. And this other house come up for sale. They've bought this second house on the road for their kids. But they basically...
So they're hard up?
Yeah. They basically rebuilt the whole house.
Yeah.
So the whole thing had scaffold around it. They put like massive extension on the back, rendered all the walls, new windows.
You name it.
All like nice fancy coping and all that. Yeah, the whole lot. New garden, swimming pool, pool room.
Giant money.
Everything.
Yeah.
It probably cost more in renovation than the house did to buy.
The house did, yeah.
But so for about 8 or 9 months, they've had scaffolding up. And they live in almost like a chalet bungalow. So they've got one of the smallest houses on the road. You've been there, yeah.
Is this the woman?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
nearly said her name then. But next door, this scaffold just towers over the house.
I see it.
And she said, because she's at home every day, and every time around there, she's like, they're up there smoking, sniffing. They're like just in the middle of the day, and she's like,
joking,
there's got to be 5 stories of scaffolding.
Mate, they're on the ticket.
Yeah, she said you can see it all. Just like working away.
Just on the bag.
But like the people that have taken the job on aren't the people on the scaffold, are they?
I fucking hate seeing other people live out your dreams, mate. Mate, that's next level, isn't it?
But I think it happens more often than you think.
Jeez, man, up on the scaffolding.
And then, like, speaking of scaffolders being dodgy,
I'm guessing drinking. When you mean booze? When you say they're up there sniffing and drinking? Oh, smoking. Pardon me. Sorry.
Smoking. They might have been drinking, but I don't know. I don't know if you'd want to be drinking whilst you're on a scaffold 5 stories up.
Oh, mate, I wouldn't want to be on the bag.
Well, people argued, didn't they, that they say smoking, like, I can concentrate better when I've had a spliff.
Mate, no.
Or I'll drive better when I've had a spliff. Or I'll drive better when I've had a lime. But I don't think anyone says, I'll drive better when I've had a bottle of vodka. But yes, another story about scaffolders being fucking dodgy. So my auntie's dad, I clean his windows. He had the undesirables knock on the door. Oh, we've noticed you've got a bit of an issue with your guttering. Yeah, $8,000 later, I changed his guttering. Oh, whilst we was up there changing your guttering, we've noticed you've got an issue with your roof. $30,000 they done out of him.
Oh, that's tragic, mate.
But
that is so tragic.
They used the scaffold company to come put the scaffold up to do the work. And I was there cleaning the windows when they turned up. And they were like chatting to me, no issues at all, like nice fellas.
They probably didn't know what was going on.
Well, you've got to know what's going on if who's asked you to put up the scaffold in the first place.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Not that you'd argue. I wouldn't want to deal with them.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
All right, I'll see you in a bit then. All right. Love you. Bye. Fuck me, don't get married, kids. She actually watched the podcast the other day, so I'll be careful what I say now.
Right, so go on.
Yeah, so no, this is a scaffold company. Just come up and put the scaffold up.
Tragic, man.
And it's just a big old scam. So I don't know if they got paid.
There was I worked on a site in London. It's not really that big of a story, to be honest with you, but it's interesting. And it was like a site in London, and every trade got along. Every trade. Plumbers, electricians, everyone, drywallers, all mixing in the dinner hall, having a chat. Scaffs, mate, no. No, they was on their own, and they were just eating.
They weren't eating, was they?
Turnips or whatever.
All
they
the
was
fucking
eating,
packet.
mate. It was just unbelievable. And I just thought, mate, you lot are just. It's not even like you're trying to gel.
I've got a good mate. It's a scaffolder, actually. I've got 2 good mates.
If you're a scaff and you're watching this, mate, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Come on here.
No, both of them are all right, to be fair.
But listen, if any scaffs on here want to get on here, come on here. But we're
but
going to drug test you at the door.
Yeah, it's a stigma, isn't it? It's a stigma.
Yeah, it is.
And you say, stereotypically, scaffolders are fucking wrong'uns.
So I didn't know this. So I got a job when I was 18 or 19, and I was an apprentice on the railway, right? And I used to go down the track at night, and I used to repair the track, right? And I was an apprentice, obviously. And when I went into the classroom, because obviously I was an apprentice, went into the classroom and I got chatting to people and I was like, everyone's been jail. Yeah, and I sat there and I was like...
Turns out you was on community service.
No, and I sat there and I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And then I started going out into the job sites and I was like, why are all these people gone jail? Mate, they put a rehabilitation fucking advert in jails and they say, look, like... You're in jail, we'll get you a job. Yeah. Right, what is it?
And they send you down the railway.
They send you down the railway, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not mixing with anyone. All you're doing is you're staring into a sleeper.
Got your pickaxe on your shoulder.
Yeah, 4 hours a night, and then you go home and sleep during the day. You don't mix with society. And I thought, that makes total sense.
Yeah, ain't helpful though, is it?
But yeah, exactly. It's not really rehabilitating someone.
No,
but
it's just avoiding as many people as you can.
Exactly. But then I think they do that with scaffolders. Because apart from the, 4-hour window, where they're building, like on the ground level, as soon as they're up, they're up. They come into work and they just go up the side of a building.
Yeah, well, the scaffolders don't do that. They just set up and pack down, don't they? That's what they do all day.
Yeah, but then
they don't then walk on the scaffolding afterwards, do they?
If it's a huge site and it's an active site, things constantly need to be moved because people need access to different windows and different this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? So they're always there on hand.
Yeah.
But oh mate, it was so interesting when I walked in there and it was just all jail people. It was mental.
All jail people.
Do you want to know something crazy?
What?
There was a geezer there from So Solid Crew.
Was it?
Yeah. There was one. No, was it So Solid Crew? Yeah, it was. It was one of the geezers from So Solid Crew. He was on the railway. Yeah. I never.
How the mighty have fallen, mate.
Mate, it was a bit, wasn't it? But yeah, he's got a it's not a fire in the booth. It was another one before. It might have been fire in the booth. Yeah, it was crazy.
What, and he was just railway on the side and that.
He was just chilling. Yeah. I don't think he was on the side. I think it was his
side hustle.
Employment. But yeah, anyway, it was interesting.
So rapping was his side hustle.
Yeah, but yeah, it was good. All right, another question.
Yeah, go on.
The skill level of today versus the skill level in 1980.
I don't think there's a difference. I think there was cowboys back then, but the information is much more easily accessible now. Man, I'm a fucking genius. My brain, just how it works, man. Come on.
Right, but no, yeah, but okay.
Like how the stuff you... Let me tell you something. The stuff that you do now, not so much the plastering because you worked for a plastering company and stuff, but like, how have you learned to do that?
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube.
But you wouldn't have known, if you didn't have YouTube, you wouldn't have known how to do it unless you tried to do it yourself or someone showed you.
It's a mix. Like, the things I completely don't know, or like, okay, but a good thing that I learned from you, it's not everything I learned from YouTube. A lot of it
Some of it was from me as well.
Yeah, I've got an underlying knowledge, like, of it anyway. But then some things are like, you know, when like you've got an idea and you need to know the name of something to do that idea.
Yeah.
You know, like when you see a screw and you don't know what the screw's called.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll type it in and eventually I'll get it.
Yeah.
That's what I think is amazing.
Or you go down B&Q and you take the screw with you and you just go box to box.
Yeah. I thought you was going to say ask someone. I thought, what, some spotty 16-year-old? I go, mate, what's that?
No, you can buy individual screws at B&Q, can't you? So that's what I do. I'll just go down there until I find the right one.
Do you just buy one at a time?
Yeah. I'll buy how many I need. Or I'll find out the name of it by comparing and then I'll buy a box of it.
No, I know what you mean. But yeah, it's I think that's what's amazing about now. And you can sit there as well and it's like, if something goes bang, you can literally get on your phone and in 30 seconds you know what sells it, what shop, and what's the closest shop.
I mean, you might be too modest to, not modest enough, but I am modest enough to say that I learned this whole business off of YouTube.
Yeah.
I've done carpet cleaning training course because it came with the equipment I bought.
But your industry would be different. Your industry would be so different.
No, but how incredible is it that I've built business off of YouTube?
Yeah.
And now that I do YouTube videos, I give back to the people. So it's like the circle of life. You might as well just call me Simba.
Mate, all you've just done is just recycle what's already out there.
Yeah.
Ain't you?
Yeah, but I've made it more accessible.
How?
Because now there's another extra video.
Don't you find it mental that you can actually sit here now and have a podcast on the basis that you learnt it?
Yeah.
From a little Indian dude?
But I've not a little Indian dude.
Yeah, they're all on YouTube, aren't they? Teaching people. I learned all of my stuff from a little Indian dude.
You might have done. I watched the premium YouTube videos. The difference is, like it's like with anything, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, if you wanted to learn something, you would have gone out your way to find someone who knows it and show you.
Yeah.
And that's all we're doing. We're going out. It's a lot more accessible for us, but we're the ones that have gone out, learned how to do it. I'm the one that's gone out and found out what we need for the podcast, put it together, brought you in. Right, what are we doing? Let's sort this out. Let's do that. Like, imagine we both just sat there and went, let's do a podcast. And we're sitting here chatting with no camera because no one's fucking worked out that we need a camera or... Like, do you know what I mean? Or we've recorded it and then we're like, what do we do now?
Do you know what
And we just wait for someone to bring it up in conversation and tell us.
I know what you mean.
Oh yeah, no, I know a bloke that does podcasts. Yeah, you got to do this. Oh, brilliant! Now that I know.
I didn't think of that.
But we've gone out and I've like done research online, YouTube and all that.
Yeah. So your steps ahead. I sit there and I think to myself, imagine like I just erase your memory, yeah, and I just gave you YouTube, right? And I said, in 6 months, I'm going to quiz you on.
I'd probably be smarter.
You're right, yeah, but no, yeah, exactly that, right? But now imagine then I gave someone a load of books and said, in 6 months, I'm going to quiz you. Mate, it's incredible how much information you can find on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, right. But it's incredible how much information you can get from books. What's more incredible, the amount of people that don't use either.
Yeah, that is very true.
Nowadays.
Yeah, that is
like,
very true.
The information that is available, like, I have never come across a problem that I cannot solve by looking it up on Google or YouTube.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't exist.
Even down to like mental things when you get like an error on a certain program, someone has written about it on Google or done a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I had an issue the other day where, so Jake started a TikTok account and he linked his YouTube account and it came up with a YouTube button. On my one, it's just the raw link.
Yeah.
There's no button.
Yeah.
So I've gone and looked at the settings and I'm missing a whole section of setting.
But you didn't realise?
No, I didn't realise. So I've gone onto YouTube and apparently it's a problem and they said you just need to report it. So I've reported it and they've told me that they're testing features and some features won't be.
Mate, but you would never have known that to do it.
I would never have thought to report it as a bug.
Yeah, of course you would have done, yeah.
I just thought that's how it's meant to be.
It's mental, isn't it? It literally is crazy.
But someone else has had that problem, gone out their way to make a video about it.
Do you know a good example of that?
What?
The best example I'll give you. Buy an old car.
Yeah.
Yeah, every man and his dog, everyone started life with a shit car.
Yeah.
And it was old, yeah? And it's like, my first ever car was a Corsa. And if I couldn't get something off or I found a bolt hard to get to or something, I could literally type it into Google. And when the car was new, like 12 years ago, 13 years ago, someone done it.
Yeah,
and I'm reading like a decade-old thread, but it's actually answering my question.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Like some of the stuff, like it just blows my mind, mate.
Everything is available online. Everything.
And to think it's still there, I know it sounds silly, but to think it's still there as well on the internet.
It's there forever.
That's what blows my mind.
I love that about the videos, that like not so much the stuff that I put out now because it's a bit more like entertainment than it is educational, but the stuff I put out probably last year and part of the year before was a lot more, not so much educational, but it was like, we've come across this problem, here's how we fixed it, sort of thing. And someone will be able to come back to that.
Yeah.
Like I done a video on how to clean artificial grass, and all it was me doing a job, but I just done a voiceover and explained the process and the steps. And that's had like 70,000 views, and that still gets about 4,000 views a month.
Really?
Now, 2,000 to 4,000 views.
Similar to what we got on the podcast.
Yeah, it'd be lovely if we did. But then I done another one where I done a job. I can't remember if you've done it with me. You've been there with me. But I re-leveled the block paving.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying
it was just a DIY fix, but that video's done like 60,000 views as well.
Educational ones are phenomenal. I don't know.
Incredible.
I don't know why you don't do more. Why you don't do more educational videos? To be honest with you.
The reason I don't do more is because the educational videos are brilliant, right? And yeah, you might have a consistent.
Mate, I'm doing 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Normally I do 20, but it's right. They do like a consistent 2,000 to 4,000 views a month, but the entertainment side of the videos could do 1 million views in a month.
Yeah. But then why don't you? There's no harm in mixing it up if they don't want to watch it.
No, because that's what I was doing. I was doing both, but your audience gets obviously no one knows how the algorithm works to a T, but my understanding of it is when someone watches one of my entertainment style videos. Like there's just like ASMR and it's like wonderful to watch and you really enjoy it. And then they subscribe. And then next week they go, oh, I'm really excited for Ryan's new video. And it's an educational video, how to re-level block paving.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm not fucking interested in that.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe.
Don't watch it. Yeah, but surely they can go back and look at all your...
So the algorithm, and again, this is how I understand it, YouTube will then push my next video to that new subscriber and say, look, the person you're interested in has released a new video.
Yeah.
And they don't click on that because they're not interested.
Yeah.
That's a negatively impacted statistic. So YouTube knows that they've pushed that video to you. They know that you've seen it. It's come up in front of you at some point.
Yeah.
And you haven't clicked on it.
Yeah.
So that lowers your click-through rate.
Yeah. But that's all. But that's not a negative thing. That's information for you to digest.
No, that's how the algorithm works. So it works on click-through rate.
Oh, so because you didn't get a high click-through rate, now you'll drop down a bit.
Well, they'll stop showing the video to people.
Oh, yeah, but that one video or all your videos?
No, that one video.
Yeah, but I think that's minor. That's fine.
No, there's a bigger,
It's like,
it creates a bigger impact.
When I'm on the stall, when I'm on the stall at the market and they come along and they go, you got anything new, mate? And I go, oh, I've got these kids bits. I ain't got a kid. Oh, mate, no worries. It's like, are they going to stop coming to my stall just because I've got kids bits? No. They just don't like that one thing.
No, I get what you're saying, but that's not.
Do you see what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to bin you.
I
don't think they're going to bin you over one thing.
No, people do.
Really?
Yeah, or like you
Mum, don't bin me.
You'll do like short, so the better example would be short form content, long form content. So short form content, like you watch a lot of short form content, you probably don't watch as much long form content.
I don't watch any long form.
So yeah, so if you see a load of my short form content and then you subscribe, but you're not going to watch any of my long form content.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're now a subscriber, you've told YouTube you're interested in my channel.
Yeah.
But what your statistics are saying is that actually my long form content's not good because you don't want to watch it. You're interested in my pressure washing, but you don't want to watch my long form content.
Yeah.
So it's two dimensional. They can't determine that actually you prefer short form over long term. All they see is that you like pressure washing, but you don't want to watch that long form content.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
And then they go, well, that must mean his long form content isn't as appealing.
Oh, is that how it works?
So that's why that's like the 2 and 4th with putting short videos out. Where you might see a lot of channels that have a shorts dedicated channel.
Yeah.
So it'll be like Mr. Beast Shorts.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't.
Oh, is that what it is?
So it doesn't skew the viewership of the long form. I mean, for Mr. Beast.
Mate, how do you know all this stuff, man?
YouTube.
Mate, it's unbelievable.
I watch a lot of videos.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. I didn't think it would look like that, like as in so two-dimensional. That's blown my mind.
So anything digital with an algorithm. So like the podcast, even more basic, right? Because they listen. If they don't, so say they get half. So the only thing that the algorithm can decide on whether the podcast is good is, did they leave a review and how long they watched it for? There's no statistics on like pausing it. There's no click-through rate because there's no like thumbnail. You're not given like a list of podcasts to click on.
Yeah.
You either know about it or you don't know about it. Our marketing has to push you towards the podcast. So if you listen for like 2 minutes and click off, that's not going to be engaging. So they're not going to then say to someone who's maybe watched a very specifically relatable podcast in the cleaning industry or the maintenance industry, they're not going to go, well, this podcast you might be interested in.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because the last person only watched it for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So, but
it's interesting.
You could talk
isn't it?
about it all day.
Yeah.
And because there's no right or wrong answer. It's an algorithm.
It's AI, isn't it? At the end of the day,
pretty much.
It kind of does what it wants.
It's pretty much. Yeah. So they can code it to how best they think. And there's so many statistics that it takes into consideration.
Giant. It's unbelievable, really, isn't it?
And then you could have the best video in the world. Like I've done videos before and I think, fuck, that's a banger. It's going to do so well. And I put it out and it's just shit.
Really?
Yeah. But the first 100 people they show it to,
so what do you think?
Of,
yeah, but like going back now to your biggest hits, take your biggest 5 videos, that have like been mega. What do you like? What is the correlation? Has it been a sunny day? Has it been like moss? Has it been weeds? What's it been? Block paving or porcelain?
I don't think it's that at all. I think it's the way that you present the video to the viewer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've changed up my style this year, where I've
Switched up my flow.
Yeah. So I've started doing like slow sweeping, like almost cinematic clips at the beginning.
Yeah.
Then a short intro, because I found the videos before, a lot of people skip through the intro.
Yeah.
So you can view.
No one wants to hear your dead voice talking over.
No. Yeah. That's it. Even though
that's very specific to you, by the way, big man.
Although you're explaining the job, and sometimes you have to like give a story, for example. So I've done the job for free. Well, I want you to know why I've done it for free.
Yeah.
It's not really enough to just say, I've done it for free. That's not good for anyone. Like,
yeah, but do you skip the intros in porn, like when the plumber comes in?
Sometimes, yeah, it depends on how
Or do you sit there and watch it? Do you reckon she pays him at the end, big man?
Not if she's stuck in the washing machine. How's she going to get to her money?
How's she getting there? Let me go back to the beginning. Surely there's a story to this.
But I've made that intro bit shorter, so to keep it around a minute long, and then I don't do anything in the middle, and then I just do the clean, then I do a short outro at the end, that seems to be working quite well.
This is an interesting topic that you just brought up. This is an interesting question.
What, porn?
No, so you know the whole intro people, yeah, that like, right, so the only thing I can relate is recipes, yeah? I'll look up recipes online. I do not want to read your life story.
No, yeah.
I want to read the recipe, yeah? It's massive because everyone's jumped on it, right? But it's a true thing. It's crazy. Yeah, all right, going back to it, the porn intro, yeah? Your intros, all of the intros. Do you reckon you're an intro person or you're a straight cut to the chase man?
Some people like it.
Some people love it because they watch it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
like, I can only speak on me specifically, but some people watch my videos because they like me, and then they'll leave a comment and interact with me. But other people comment on the clean, and they don't care about. So like, I've been doing a lot of free cleaning for people for various reasons.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, well, you didn't do that bit very good, or you didn't do those 900 fences that go around the garden.
Yeah.
And I'm like, big man, I've done it for free.
Yeah,
like,
do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, it's a slippery patio and the woman's 92.
It's a builder clean.
I don't want her to
clean,
die. Yeah. Like, she's not bothered about the fences.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I'm there, I've done a nice thing for someone. Like, can you just be a bit more positive?
Do you say this to them?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll clap back on the comments. Yeah.
Well,
Jake gets it a lot. So Jake's channel's blown up this year, and he's been doing the same. We've been doing the same thing. These free cleans, and he just blocks them from his channel.
No, I don't blame him.
I said, no, man, you got to clap back.
Innit?
You got to give them the fire that they gave
them the
you.
smoke,
Yeah,
mate.
come back with the same energy
Yeah,
and
innit,
see if
for
they
real,
reply. You never get a reply.
No.
I think I've had maybe 1 or 2 replies, and I think I've probably told you about them. There was that woman on TikTok that, she was like putting me down massively, and someone come in and like backed me up, and I put, say it again to this bloke, and then she's gone, oh, this, that, and the other. You shouldn't be doing that as a company. Like, and she was proper putting me down about my work, and I went on her page, and she's got all this shit about mental health and suicide. And I was like, brother, you're the problem. Like, what are you doing?
Mate, innit? For real?
Yeah.
Mate, you're just giving yourself more work.
You've just you've come to me, a complete stranger, and you started digging me out.
The internet's a wild place, mate.
Yeah. And then in the next breath, you want to give it fucking...
Speak up, guys.
Yeah,
speak up.
Yeah, I am fucking speaking up. I'm telling you, you're a prick. But yeah, that's...
I don't understand the internet, the way they jump on people and just try and ruin
So
it.
people like that would never say anything in real life. Not in a confrontational way.
Yeah.
I'm not a confrontational person.
People like that are scared of scaffolders,
But
mate.
if I had someone like the next door neighbour and they were watching me do the job, they would never come out and go, you're going to do those fences for her as well?
They're going to wait till you post it online and then jump on it.
Yeah, and then they'll comment.
Massively.
And those are the type of people they are. They never say anything to anyone, whether it be positive or negative or confrontational, not confrontational. They're just not. They're not the right type of people.
Could you imagine if life was like that though, and everyone pulled you up about like the same energy from Facebook?
Well, we wouldn't be overpopulated, that's for sure.
Could you imagine? It would be pandemonium, wouldn't it? Everyone would just be fighting.
I said this to Zoe the other day, right? And it's super controversial. But if the police, right, and obviously I know that the people that would want to become police could abuse this power. But if the police didn't take no bullshit and they just fucking shot you when you give it big ones,
or beat you up,
people wouldn't give it big ones, man.
No, mate, 1,000,000%.
Like, I watched a video of a bloke, and the policeman, he was in America, obviously, he's got his gun drawn, and he's opening the door, and he's going, get out of the car, get out of the car. And the guy just keeps closing the door.
No way. And the gun's on him?
Yeah, the gun, he just don't give a shit. And then the policeman's gone round the other side of the car to try and get maybe like the door open so he can maybe get in. The bloke's got out of the car and run to the police car to get like, I don't know, to steal the police car to get a gun out of the cop's car.
Was he switching sides?
But then he got shot, got killed.
Oh, mate, that's tragic.
And it's like...
He just wanted to die,
what was going through your mind,
He
man?
just wanted to die.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
But then you say that, but then it's like, all right then. So exactly what you just, we've had this conversation before, exactly what you just said, yeah? If the police like shot you and all the rest of it, yeah, no one would act the big man. Explain America. They're shooting people left, right and centre. It's still going on.
Yeah, but because it's because of the suing culture, right? If you got shot by a policeman and you weren't allowed to sue for like wrongful death, because I'm not saying this is the right way the world should be. It's just a conversation. But if the police were like almost like the government, like the overseers,
yeah,
and you whatever happened,
is
what it is. Yeah, tough titties, mate. It would still happen because people don't agree with it.
Yeah,
but it would happen a lot less.
Yeah, agreed.
Like if the police in America didn't have guns, how mental would their country be?
Yeah.
It's not, it still happens a lot. It's how much more would it happen if they didn't have that power?
I get that entirely, but then I think we're not really far behind America. We don't have guns. But yet, look how our country, I mean, I'm not saying it's mental, but I think it's a lot.
Do you know anyone who's been shot?
In this country?
Yeah. Like in a crime. Like someone who's been held at gunpoint. No. Or a neighbour that's gone round and just fucking popped the next door neighbour for a parking issue.
No.
No, I would hazard a guess that at least over 50% of people in America would personally know someone who's been held up at gunpoint.
But I'm not saying that.
So you can't say we're not that far behind.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we don't have guns, but our country's not spiralling out of control. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah,
I reckon their problem is because they have guns.
Yeah, it's too far gone.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's all this Second Amendment. You can't change that now.
No.
That's in their blood.
Yeah.
Like everyone screams Second Amendment.
But what would you do? Like the logistical cleanup. If they decided to ban guns, they'd have to do like a turn your guns in for fucking food voucher or Amazon voucher or something. Yeah. So there'd be a portion of people that do that, law-abiding citizens. But who in their right mind would give up all their guns, knowing that someone else isn't going to give up their guns at all?
Yeah, but that's like, you're playing at a disadvantage. That's like the UK. I don't know if the UK ever had guns, but they banned them. But yeah, they...
No, they do it with knives, though.
Yeah, they do it with knives.
You can take knives into a police station, they'll give you a voucher or something.
But what I'm saying is you put a blanket ban on it, and then, like, eventually you'll just pick up, over time, you'll pick up every unregistered firearm in the country. Over time.
Yeah.
There'll be a few that slip the net.
How long is it going to take to do
in America?
Yeah.
There's more guns than people. It's like hundreds of years.
And then there's so many like ports that you could just import like a container of guns and like it would get through.
I was in America in Texas and I was at a gun range and I was talking to the geezer and he loved his guns. I quite like my guns and we were talking about this, that and the other. And he's telling me about different types of pistol, right? And he says to me, like I'm talking to you, he says, see that firearm there? He went, this fires a 45, this one fires a so-and-so, right? He was losing me, right? I think it was a 45 and a 9mm. One's the old metric system, one's the new one, right. Imperial. One's the old Imperial.
Same bullet size.
It's ever so slightly different, right? It's ever so slightly different caliber, yeah?
Yeah.
One's Imperial, one's metric. And as we're talking now, he turns around and says to me, my nephew went to a house party a couple of years back, and a guy pulled a 45 on him and shot him. He shot him like this, point blank in the chest. And he lived. He went, but if it was a 9mm, he would have died. And I'm looking at him like, geez, the way you just said that was like you just dropped an ice cream. Like, you just threw that out there, like, so casually. I was like, that would have been record-breaking news in the UK. Like, he's gone to a house party and he's like, and he survived. But the way he just
probably
threw it
didn't
out
even
there,
make local news.
do you know what I mean? And I just thought, is this what fucking goes on?
Yeah.
And then, mate, this is hilarious. Emma can back me up. I absolutely shit myself, right? I nearly barricaded myself in the motel. So I go to a petrol garage because I had a charger. I needed a charger. So he stopped in a place called, I was going to say Farmville then. It's called Farmington. Farmville. It's a place called Farmington, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was in New Mexico. Stop at a place called Farmington, and I go over to the petrol garage, and I go in there, and there's this huge Mexican geezer outside, right? And he's like off a film, yeah? He's tattooed all over. He's got no shirt on, sat in a pair of shorts and a pair of Jordans, and I'm walking over, and I want to get a charger, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him out the corner of my eye, and I think, this is gonna get tasty. You know, you just got that sense, you know what I mean? That sixth sense come over, and I thought, here we go. So anyway, I carry on walking, and I go in the petrol garage, and I buy my charger, and the woman says, where are you from? London. Oh yeah, this, oh, I love your accent. Oh my God, I love your accent, man. Anyway, come out of there. He collars me.
Is it Welsh?
No, he's from Japan.
Oh, nice.
And he collars me. He's like, oh, bro, brother. And he runs over to me, and I'm sat there thinking, I do not want to be here. I do not want to be here. He runs over to me, he's like, yo, bro. He said, yeah, do you want to buy any food stamps? Right? And I said, I'm on vacation. And he went, sorry, man. He goes, and he comes over to me, and he's not done. So I know what he's trying to get at you. He's either trying to rob me or sell me something, right? So he comes over, and I'm like, I've already told him I'm on vacation. So he comes over, he goes, do you want to buy some weed? I went, no, I don't smoke, geese. I don't really do drugs. He went, oh, right. Do you want to buy some blow? And I went, no, mate. He went, do you want to buy some crack? And I'm like, do I look like I smoke crack? Yeah. I went, no. He went, oh. And this was when months after the Queen died. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth. And he went, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about Diana. Right? So he's obviously, right, he's got so confused.
He's had some crack, I think, yeah.
Mate, he's hot rocking. So he went, I'm so sorry to hear about Diana. And I went, do you mean the Queen, geese? Yeah. And he went, oh, yeah, the Queen. And anyway, a car pulls up and bibs, right? And he looks over and he starts running over there, right? And he turns back and he says, 2 seconds, I'll be back. And I think, what the fuck do I want to talk to you about?
Yeah.
I thought, I'm gone. So he runs over to the car and I fucking run. No. And he runs over to the car and I just fuck off over the road. I walk into the motel and I bought a pair of cowboy boots, right? And they were like ostrich leather. They look the bollocks, right? And as I'm going in, there's a geezer stood outside the motel and I'm just thinking, this is getting shadier by the minute, right? So I hang around, I swipe my key card on the door and swing the door open. He's like, do you mind if I follow you in? He's from Japan. So I go in and he looks down.
Japanese in America, yeah.
And he looks down and he goes, oh, nice boots. And I went, oh, cheers, mate. I said, he went, what are they? And I said, oh, they're ostrich. And he went, ooh, $1 million man walking through the motel, right? I thought, well, I'll just say that.
Yeah, he's going to jack you up, man.
I just sat there and I thought, now I looked at him, I was like, you've put me on the back foot, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Well, I'll just say it, $1 million man walking through the motel.
Take it back.
Yeah. I went, stop you. So I've got, anyway.
Leave me alone.
So he's gone one way, I've gone the other. Gone into my room, opened up the door, closed the door, dragged a bit of furniture across it. No, got in bed, right? Mrs.
Under the covers.
Yeah. They mind me. climbed in my suitcase, got in bed, cheese out, and I went, oh, mate, told him the story. Go in bed, right? I'm sat there, films on, fucking huge motel room. It's awesome in America. It's proper awesome. So I'm sat there and I Google the town we're in.
Yeah.
Right? What comes up a week before?
School shooting.
Mass shooting.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Woman on a porch. I think it was an 18-year-old girl. Had an assault rifle. I think she shot 21 people.
Scumbag.
And I just sat there and I looked at her and mate, the blood drained out my face. I thought, mate, where are we? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, and I looked at her and I was like, do you want to stay here, mate? She was like, what do you mean? We just paid for the room. And I'm like, I don't really know what to do. Like, a mass shooting a week ago. Like, I've just met...
2 in a week would be unmental though, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think you'd pretty
I thought
safe.
Statistically, it's probably the safest place here.
It's like lightning don't strike twice in the same place.
But I just thought, this is like, it's shocking, isn't it? It's a weird old place.
I don't want to visit America.
And then I'm pretty sure I've told you. And then someone overdosed and died on my floor 2 doors down when I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a story for another time.
So you had a good time then?
I'm still here. Apparently overdosed on a Percocet.
Is it?
Which is I spoke to my mate and he went, overdose. He went, that's a painkiller.
And that what they put in
Percocet.
Perp.
Percocet. Lean.
Drank.
No.
Yeah, lean. Drink.
That's lean. Yeah, no, I don't. I think
Yeah, I
it's
think
different.
that's Percocet, isn't it?
No, I think it's two different things. You're thinking of is it codeine? I don't know. Mate.
Codeine you can buy over the counter.
I don't know. What do they? It's a cough syrup, isn't it? Syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a purple thing. I don't know, mate. I don't know.
It's purple.
Listen, if there's any
any drug,
if there's any gangbangers that are watching this in LA,
if you want to educate us in the comments.
No, we'll just look it up on YouTube.
How to make perp.
But yeah, no worries.
But yeah, should we wrap it up?
We've rambled on for enough.
I think so. Thank you very much for watching, guys.
For another podcast.
We will catch you next week.
We have got how many weekends until the next one?
2, I believe.
Right.
Or maybe 1. No, hang on. 20th. 2 weekends and then the expo.
And then we're golden.
I'm so flipping excited, man.
As well. But yeah,
cannot wait.
Keep your eyes on it. It's going to be a good one. Let us know your comments and thoughts, and we will give you a shout soon. Stay cleaning.
Stay cleaning. That was fucking well bad, wasn't it? Out of time and everything. Do you want to do it again?
Stay cleaning!